Hello scholars, welcome back to the Kemet Maasai Academy. We are continuing our series of motivational videos for students. As usual, I'm reading from the Student's Master Plan, Hardcore Rules for a Lifetime of Success. The passage that I'm reading right now is entitled, Be Motivated by the Accomplishments of Others. Be motivated by the accomplishments of others. If you want to get me really excited and motivated, show me a newspaper clipping about someone somewhere who has achieved something exceptional, especially if that person is very young, or if the deed was hitherto considered impossible. It sends tingles through me when anyone accomplishes greatness, but especially the very young, because what that indicates to me is that we are evolving as a species. As we evolve, each new generation raises the bar on the one that preceded it, in terms of what is generally accepted as being attainable. This is the fundamental principle of evolution. It's how we progress. In paraphrasing Marcus Garvey, one person does something, thereby proving to the world that it is possible. Then others can follow with much less trepidation. But it is a never-ending process, driving humanity forward and upward to higher heights. If you want to learn how to climb high, then you must associate yourself with people who have climbed high, or are busily in the process of climbing high, so that you too can learn the ropes. Stay around people who can either pull you up or push you up, not tug you down. Have as your best friends the autobiographies of exceptional men and women, particularly those who look like you and came from similar circumstances, who have defied the odds and risen to the pinnacle in their field of endeavor. When scanning through the newspapers or magazines and you see an article about someone who has achieved greatness in academics, keep that article and read it every now and again for inspiration and motivation. Some of these may be so outstanding that you may even want to frame them and hang them on your wall, even though it's about someone who you don't know and may never meet. The important thing is that that person's accomplishment can serve as a catalyst to your own accomplishments. You can start a scrapbook in which you glue articles with only the most outstanding and inspiring stories. Read through this scrapbook often to keep yourself motivated. If you come across the stories on television, make notes and glue them in the scrapbook. You become what you associate with all day long. Let me read that line again. You become what you associate with all day long. Keep the constant company of inspirational books, outstanding achievers, and progressive friends. And that's why it's so important that you keep watching these motivational videos, so that you stay inspired, stay on your journey, keep that goal in sight. If you have already decided which field of study you will go into, do some research and find out the 3 people who have achieved the highest standards in that field. Put them in your motivational scrapbook. This will give you a steady and lofty ambition to work towards. The reason why autobiographies of great achievers are so important to read is because they give you an idea of the individual's lifestyle, habits, and work ethics, what they routinely did or did not do in order to achieve. So it's not just important to find out the great achievers, not just what they did, but what they did not do. Because certain things you have to avoid doing if you want to achieve. Okay. A majority of these people will be found to have been very early risers, ravenous readers, and disciplined with regard to their study hours. I am yet to read the autobiography of a great person who did not rise early. Routinely waking late seems to be one of the prerequisites for certain failure. Staying in bed late is for after you have already made it. You know the saying, those who have thriven may lie till 7. Those who must thrive should rise at 5. Those who have thriven may lie till 7. Those who must thrive should rise at 5. So if you've already accomplished a good amount, not that you're going to rest on that, but then you can, take a little break. But if you must achieve, if you have not yet achieved, then you must be putting on more effort. Great men and women take time out for recreation, but they do not indulge in it. They are driven and have a passion for learning. They do not find time for idle gossip or loitering. They do not entertain the doubts and negative recommendations of others. More than anything else, they firmly believe in themselves and in their ability to achieve. So it's not just exposing yourself to positive, it's also blocking out the negative. Because the naysayers, the doubters, they will, sometimes if you open yourselves up to them, they will just thwart your dream. They will kill your spirit. They will demotivate you. They will make you think that you can't accomplish what you want to accomplish. Sometimes people say when you have great plans, you should keep it to yourself. That should not be the case. But sometimes you really should, because if you share it with people who are not of that mindset, people who are not achievers, they will tell you so many negative things. If you're not strong in your own conviction, they might derail you. They might derail you. So it's very important to get around people who are motivated, people who are achievers, people who don't believe in settling for the mediocre. And if you don't have any such person around you in the flesh, remember, you can expose yourself to their lifestyle and their philosophy through their books, through their autobiographies, or the biographies that have been written about their lives, or documentaries that have been done about them. Expose yourself to these. If you don't have a mentor who you can talk to, look up to, and model, then get these autobiographies of the great women and men and children too, who have achieved greatness. See what they did. What was their lifestyle like? How early did they rise? What did they do on a day-to-day basis? What did they make sure not to do? That is important as well. Even what did they eat? Because diet has a lot to do with how your body functions, how your mind functions. When you study the lifestyles and attitudes of the exceptional achievers, past and contemporary, it gives you a clear idea of how you should mold your habits and attitudes. Follow the tried and tested strategies for success that have worked for those who stuck to them. Allow yourself to be motivated by the accomplishments of those who have paved the way before you. Now at our school, the Kemet Maasai Academy, we have a subject called Black Achievers, and every 2 weeks we identify an individual, whether it's a male, whether it's a man, woman, or child, who has achieved greatness. And this can be someone contemporary or someone from the past. Our students are given this assignment. We give them a set of questions. Typically they will do, the early life of the person, what kind of background, because we want to have an idea of what were the challenges that this person overcame. So we look at their family life, their birth, any little situation, special situation of their childhood, any disability, any if they're born in poverty, anything like that. And then they will look at their education, their career, their accomplishments, their lifestyle. How did they live? What did they do on a day-to-day basis? What did they avoid doing? What was their philosophy? So our students study these men, women, and children, and we make sure, because most of our students are black children, so we make sure to select persons who look like them, who came from similar circumstances, because it's very important to have representation. Black children need to see blacks who have achieved. They need to see other black children who have been outstanding academically. So, we are bombarded, we are already bombarded with images and stories of other races, and many of our own children feel that they cannot accomplish because they have not seen really anyone who looks like them in these positions. So it is very important at our school that we do this, that we send our children forth to do the research, and they go and do the research, they answer the questions, they put it in a portfolio with pictures and everything, interesting facts in addition to the questions, and so they see themselves represented, and this is so important. My scholars, I hope that you stay motivated. Anytime you encounter a story about someone who has done something exceptional, cut out that story, cut out that article, put it in your scrapbook. If it's a television story, something you watch on the TV or you heard about or you saw it on the internet, make a note of it. Write down the name of the person. Do some additional research on the person for your own good, because the more you expose yourself to these kinds of things, the more your mind is primed to accept that it is possible in your reality as well. Alright, scholars, remember, subscribe to this Kemet Maasai Academy. We not only have motivational videos, we have mathematics videos from grade 4 to grade 11. So take advantage of that. Stay motivated. I'll see you in the next video.